All right, y'all. Well, first of all, can I just say, way to go, team. Uh-oh. How do I shut this out? Somebody's screen sharing, so if you want to just take that off really quick. I don't know if there's a way for me to end that. Okay, is that working for everybody? Is everybody's screen showing up? Just share back. Okay. That work now? All right, well, that's a fun little thing we did. Let me stop screen sharing now. So let's try this again. Woohoo! Wow. We're just fancy. Okay, figuring this out. We're just going with it. It's that kind of day. Anybody else say amen? Yes, just that kind of day. We're going to have fun. All right, so what a month April was, y'all. You rocked this last month. Like, you killed it. Like, just hit it out of the park. The amount of volume, if you guys didn't see on the Diamond Empire page, that us as a whole corporation, Diamond Empire as a whole team, corporation would not be the word to use, but as a whole team, we hit 1 million in sales in 1 month. That's huge, right? That is so cool that that's our team. Like, we are rep beings. So, and that's you. That's y'all. That's you. You signed a customer. You signed DTs. You signed some more. You did some triple threats. You did some I was going to say thermal X then triple threats, but just, hey, we're rolling with it. I'm not going to talk much tonight. Let's just go with that, okay? But congratulations to everybody who went executive, ruby, emerald, diamond, double diamond, triple diamond, presidential diamond, ambassador diamond. We had them all last month. Like, how fun is that? That's so exciting. So just have to say congratulations. And if you are brand new and tonight this is your first Zoom that you are ever hopping on, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We love that you are part of this team and that we get to be on this journey together. And congratulations on taking the hardest step in the company. It's joining. So way to go. All right. So talking about excitement, we have tonight 3 special ladies that went triple diamond in the last couple of months. Triple diamond is huge. I remember that. I remember going, oh my word, the average income, like, is that for real? Can that really happen? And I'm sure y'all are sitting there going, oh my word, it did happen. Like, it is for real. You're kind of freaking out right there. So it's just exciting to get to be a part. And here's what I love about these 3 ladies. And I'm going to just kind of set it up this way because they are all 3 so different. They know the core things to do in this business, which we all know, but they all do it their way. And what my hope is for you tonight, that everybody watching and listening knows that there is multiple ways to be successful in this business. There are multiple strategies, and you find what fits with you and you go for it. It does take work. All these ladies work. Not discounting that for 1 second, but they work it the way it works for them, and they're on a roll. And I know we're not stopping here. So let's start with Traci really quick. So congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm so excited, Traci. Triple diamond, congratulations. VIP elite.
Can't even believe it.
Uh-oh, I can't hear you. Can y'all hear Traci?
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you now. Perfect. Okay, yeah, go girl. Here we go. You're on. Okay, so for everybody, I know this is hard to do kind of quickly, and I know you've shared it a little bit before, but there are new people on here. Can you say just how you got involved in the business?
Sure. So I I was in Tennessee for about 10 years. I was stuck in addiction, abusive marriage, just a lot of really ugliness. I was addicted to drugs and alcohol and pills specifically. And I was very, very sick. I tried to take my life a couple of times. I mean, I was just very, very, very sick, virtually near death. And my family basically said, let us come and get you. And, I was, I guess, finally hit my rock bottom. And, I was just at the very, very end. And so, um, finally in like November of 2016, they said, please let us come and get you. And I said, okay. So they came and got me. In December, I went into rehab for 3 months and got out in March and was really lost. I'd moved across the country. I'd been in this relationship for 10 years. I moved to a different state. I didn't have any, I had a couple of long-term friends that, I've had for a long time, but, just like 2 or 3 really. I did have 400 Facebook friends that, people I had known from elementary school and church growing up and, all that, but didn't have a big social, media network at all. So I was really lost. I was trying to find my way and start life over and figure out, where I belonged and what I wanted in life and, dealing with grief of, any kind of change is hard, involves, a grieving process. So, I was going through all that. Well, my sister had been on the greens for about 2 years with someone that used to be in the business, Lauren Elkins. And so Lauren had talked to her about the business for several years, and Amy was just never interested or able to pay the $99. And so in June of 17, it was $9.99 to start. And so I was just 3 months out of rehab at that point. And so my sister joined under Lauren and was, needing some people to grow her team and, get some kind of bonus or something. I don't know exactly what she was going for. I guess it was like the rubies, something. I don't really know. But so anyway, I said, well, for, $10, I'll help you out, And so I joined, and I had done network marketing in college with makeup and hated it. And I was one of those people that always hated network marketing people. Like if I saw them coming, I'd like hide my head, like, oh no, they're going to try to recruit me or sell to me or whatever. And so I had no interest in doing this whatsoever. And so, anyway, so I just joined to help my sister. And then as time progressed, I started, people from the team started sending me friend requests, and I just, saw the positivity and life that everybody had. And I was like, I need something. Like I needed a community. I needed something to do. I needed a purpose. I needed a passion. And so I just kind of dove in. And so, initially I was like, well, I'll try to get the $100 shopping spree, I'll do it for a month, And so then I just kind of got hooked, And so then I promoted to executive in 2 months, Ruby 2 months after that. Ben and Danielle were having a contest for the Diamond Retreat in Paris. And so I won a spot to go to that. And that really changed my life, just taught me how to dream and think big and, all that kind of stuff. And so then I would, so that was in December. In late January, I went to conference as a Ruby. I was, a timid Ruby. And I was kind of lonely because I didn't have anybody to, I didn't have an upline. I didn't have, I didn't have a teammate. I was with Ben and Danielle's team, but, I didn't have like my own person, like to hang out with during conference. And so I was kind of lonely and kind of pitiful. And at the very last session at conference, they announced the bonuses, and they said, you know, you have like 30 days to go Emerald and get a $5,000 bonus. And I literally had a panic attack outside of O'Malley Arena. I'm serious. Like, my teammates were sitting with me on the curb. Danielle called a pastor she knew to pray with me because I was like hyperventilating because I was panicking so hard. I was thinking about quitting. I was like, this is impossible. I can't do this. And I remember leaving John and Sherry Lynn's party at the end of the conference and saying, you know what? I actually left the party early, and I said, I'm just going to go to my hotel room and work. And that's what I did. And so, then I left conference and I started working, and I didn't promote that month, but they extended the bonuses a month. So I went Emerald, got a $5,000 bonus. 2 months later, went, diamond. 2 months later went double, and then, you know, it took me a little bit longer to go triple, about, I don't know, 9 months, 8 months, something like that.
That's all right. But that is awesome. Like, from somebody who goes, I don't know how I can do this, to turning it around and figuring out how to do it. And I think that is one of the biggest keys in the business. Sometimes we go, ooh, I'm stuck. And if you feel stuck, that's can be an automatic, like, I give up. You know what I mean? Like, I give up because I'm stuck, because I can't figure it out. But that's where the difference is. If you can get, you know, we love to say this, don't get discouraged, get determined. So if you can go, I'm not going to get discouraged, I'm going to get determined and figure this out, you can. So if there's anybody sitting here going, I'm feeling discouraged and stuck, and I could feel like I might have a panic attack, and I don't know how I'm going to do that, but if you will flip something in your mind that you can, and you will, it can happen, because you can figure it out. So what do you think in the beginning was one of the biggest things you feel like you overcame?
Oh gosh, so much. I mean, fear of, you know, messaging people and getting rejected, and, you know, people hating on me, and, you know, what if people think I'm weird? And, you know, a lot of was my own self-image stuff, because I've always had a weight problem. And, you know, to be honest, that's one reason I like doing it from social media, is because I felt like nobody could see what I look like. I mean, I could hold my neck up high and take a selfie, and maybe people wouldn't know that I struggled with a weight problem, you know. But getting out in public and being around people, and maybe like wearing an It Works shirt or something, was a challenge for me, because I felt like, and that's one of the things I wrestled with that first conference, was, you know, how can I promote these weight loss products? You know, people are going to think I'm a sham. You know, they're going to say they don't work if I still have a weight problem. And, you know, finally I just overcame it. You know, I was like, you know, people don't know where I've come from. You know, people don't know that. I mean, I actually used to be morbidly obese, 330 pounds, and I didn't lose the weight with products. But I mean, I've come a long way. And I'm always working on myself. I'm always trying to lose. I'm always trying to better myself. And, you know, there is no perfect for anybody. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I just got over it.
Absolutely. I love that. Get over it, because there's nobody perfect. And if we're really honest, we're all a work in progress. We all got our stuff. You know what I mean? But if we can go, I can keep working on this, that's okay. Oh, I can keep going. I love it. Okay. So you're like, I had 400 friends. I was scared to ask people. And now you are, one of the things you didn't mention was a top enroller in the company of It Works. Like, it's not like I just flipped a switch and like scraped by getting somewhere. It's like I flipped a switch and I'm now a top enroller with the company of It Works. You found, you know, your way of working it. And I will always say this, you are your own secret sauce to your business. So if everybody watching this, just know it's you doing the work that works for you. That's the secret. And so what do you feel like, what do you do? How do you sign?
You know, I wish that I had a clear-cut answer for that. For one thing, I'm determined. I am focused. I mean, Sherry says you steer where you stare. I mean, I always have a goal, something that I'm working on. And, you know, like right now, because, you know, we have a DT special, that is my only focus. I'm focusing on DTs, and I just go. I mean, I'm laser focused. I set a high goal. I was like, I want to go for 25 DTs, in the next few days. Didn't happen. So, my goal was, okay, I want 10 DTs, so I just go. And I'm just relentless. I'm relentless. And I'm super passionate. I'm super driven. I'm super focused. I you know I like being good at what I do. I'm competitive, and I like the healthy competition that's in the company, because I'm never someone like is someone else is the top distributor and roller in Diamond Empire next year. I'll be like, yay, that's amazing. Tell me what you're doing, what can I learn. So it's not like I want to be Stephanie Dunn. I just want to be my best. I want to make myself proud at the end of the day. At the end of the month, I always want to be better than I was the month before. One thing I love is, for a long time, I thought that the fact that I struggle with addiction was one reason I was so successful at this, because I felt like it was like my new addiction, and I just, traded addictions. And Ben Boyle said the most profound thing to me one night. I said, I think it's because in addiction, they say you're always an addict. I say I'm in recovery. I don't identify as an addict, but, I say that, I think because I am an addict is the reason that I'm so successful at this. And Ben said, I want to switch that around a little bit and say, I think God gave you a gift and the enemy thwarted it and, for evil. And so, I think this has always been inside of me. I mean, ever since I was a young child, I was stubborn, and I was a fighter, and I like to argue. I mean, not that, I argue in what I do, but it's this like grit and fire that's inside of me. I think that, and I chase what I want. I mean, that's why I kind of thought addiction was kind of similar, because in my addiction, like there would be nothing keeping me from chasing that high, and so, it's kind of the same thing. Like there's nothing that's going to stop me from going to the top of this company, and so anyway.
I love that. And I love that. And I love that switching around, because sometimes we can go, our greatest strength can be our greatest weakness, but our greatest weakness could also be our greatest strength. And God gives us gifts that when we use them for him, what a testimony it brings, and of course that's the thing that the enemy twists around. I mean, that's just how he works. He comes to kill, steal, and destroy. And so if he can use those gifts to kill, steal, and destroy, 100%, but God can't, that we may have life and life to the full. So we can use those gifts for that, the life-giving things that come from it. And so really quick, before we move on, give me an example of the last two people you signed as DT, since we're in this promotion right now and we have till the end of tonight. How did you sign the last two DTs?
Oh gosh, to be honest, they all run together, because I've talked to so many people today. Like I can't ever remember how I got people. But one thing that I have done, and a lot of these tips, I've learned from Ben and Danielle, but I use the Connect app, and I messaged back in February is when I signed like 69 DTs. And I went through the Connect app. One thing I did was I went through the Connect app and messaged every single loyal customer. And I had like 800 of them. And I said something like, I know this is totally random, but I have some spots to join my team for $20. Would you be open to learning more about it? And I know I got a lot from that. And so I wanted to do that again, but I didn't want to message, everybody I messaged in February. So I just used the filter feature for LCs from the last 90 days. And so I drummed up a lot of interest from that. I'm also posting obnoxiously about it. I mean, I probably post 10 times a day. In the past, I have a system of following up with people I've ever talked to anytime there's a distributor special. And I really haven't done that. Every time I promote, I feel like I've run a marathon and I'm just exhausted and zapped of energy. So, I kind of rested for a couple of days. And so I missed like the first few days of the promotion, which I kind of hate, but anyway, so I haven't been a mass enroller this time. I really wish I'd gotten more, but I think I've maybe gotten 4 or 5 or something like that. But hope to get more before the night's over. But so posting, I don't do a lot of just random messaging. But let me see. So, and Ben and Danielle have this this message they gave us for people that hosted a post, because I host, I do so many host a post that there's a message we're using that basically says, thanks for hosting a post for me. What I do is really just as simple as what you've already done. Would you be open to learning more about what I do? So I've drummed up some interest from that as well.
I love that. I love that. So things that I'm sitting here taking away is, one, loyal customers, because you said it, your sister was a loyal customer who became a DT. So some people go, I haven't signed a DT. This isn't for me. Keep signing loyal customers until you sign DTs. And those loyal customers can become incredible DTs. Or in Traci's situation, it was a loyal customer whose sister became a triple diamond. You know what I mean? So don't limit your mind that way. That's one of my favorite things. That's one of the biggest ways I'm not a mass enroller, but that is one of the biggest ways that I get DTs to sign is I ask my loyal customers, all of them. That I always have, and I always will. So that's been a great thing for me. And then I love too in your story that you talked about just being around the community and meeting the community. So y'all, if events are coming up and you can get there, or there's a team training that you can be in person, that you can be around, there is just a lot to that. And then don't let the enemy get in your head and twist things around, and twist your focus to things that, this is a gift that we get to use and steward. So, and go for it. Get determined. Traci's determined. She's going to go for it. And we're going to come back around at the end for one last little thought from you. But thank you for being on here tonight and sharing your story and going for it.
Thanks for having me.
We're still going. I know it. Presidential.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Tiffany. Where are you at, girl? I saw you on my screen and there you are. You're waving. Thank you for waving. Okay. Yay, Tiffany.
Hi.
Congratulations on the Zoom. You're a triple diamond.
I know, it's crazy. Thank you.
Girl, I know. This is what I love. This is what I know about the 3 ladies tonight. Y'all work this thing. I know I said that before, but I'm like, I know that y'all work this. I feel like I can really say that. So anyways, okay, Tiffany, tell us how you got in the business.
Okay, so I joined in March 2016. It was actually, I saw one of my old coworkers posting about greens, funny greens. And I was like, what are these green things? And so I really just wanted to try the greens, and I messaged her and I was like, what are you selling? What are these green things? Because I'd never heard of this company before. And she was like, oh, they're green. She told me all about them. And then she's like, hey, you know what? I think you would be really good at this business. Have you thought about making an income from your phone? And I was like, I've never thought of that, but I would love an extra income. So tell me all about it. And she told me about it, and then I just kind of I was like, oh, that sounds cool. And then she messaged me again a week later, and I kind of ignored her. And then she messaged me again, and I was like, okay, I just got my tax return. I was like, all right, it's good time. Come over, sign me up, let's do it. And so she came over, I signed up, and my first month I went executive. My second month I went Ruby. And I earned the $1,000 double bid bonus that they had at the time. And then, so when I joined, I was just really only looking for an extra $500. I wasn't really thinking this was going to be my career or my path in life. At the time I was actually in my last semester in college. And so I did everything kind of backwards. I had kids, then I went to college, then I got married. So we were backwards. But anyway, so I was in my last semester of college, and I was going to school to be a teacher, so I thought that that was my calling. And then this came into my lap, and it just kind of took off, and I was like, oh wow, this is so much fun. I just kind of got addicted to it a little bit, and it was a lot of fun. But I stayed at Ruby for like a year and a half, because that's kind of what I joined for. And then we decided to move. We were originally living in California. We lived there our whole life. And we moved to Missouri. So it was like a big change. My parents live in Missouri. So we came over here just for like help, you know, to help them and for them to help us with our kids and stuff. And that's when I kind of took like this business more seriously. And I went to conference, my first conference in 2018. And I wasn't even a paid Ruby at that point. I was paid executive. I went to conference, I met Kelly, and she just like changed my life. She's so incredible. And I just saw the vision after that. And I came home, I went Emerald, and I'm gonna start crying. Oh my gosh. I went Emerald, and then I went Diamond, and then we just had a lot of life happen. And I have a spouse that was not supportive at all. Like, he hated this business. We fought so much about it. And so it just, I let that affect my business. And so after I went Diamond, I didn't even maintain, because I let what was going on in my personal life affect my business. And I dropped all the way down to Ruby. And then in September, I got like the lowest check I've ever had. And I was like, okay, I can't, this is not all right. I'm never letting this happen again. And so then I just got to work, and I was primarily building on Instagram, but then we switched to Facebook because it was working for everybody. And so then that's when I started getting on Host to Post, and that literally changed the game. Like, it's crazy. And I went into conference 2019. I got myself back to Diamond. So I was paid rank Diamond, which I was really proud of. And then we came home. February, I went double. March, I got my husband to Diamond. And then April, we both promoted to double and triple. So that's where we're at now.
I just got chills when you're talking about that. Like, my husband was unsupportive, and now he just went Diamond and double Diamond the last.
Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, after he saw that double Diamond check, he was like, okay, this is a real thing. I'm all in. And
yeah.
Everything just changed.
And that's funny. That's, you know, we always talk about that. Guys are like, oh, there is real money here. Go do that. You need to go sign a little customer. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go take some time. How many DTs are you going to sign tonight? No, but that's awesome. And what I love about your story, which I know this is not the easy part, but you're like, I went Diamond, and then I went to Ruby. And you know what? A lot of people would kind of stop there. They're like, okay.
Yeah.
And life happened. Like, a lot of things came in, but sometimes there's something about a staying power, a lasting power, a holding on, even when we don't see it, even when it's not going the way it's going. Sometimes you just got to keep showing up, even when you can't see anything changing. And that is not easy to do. So right now I'm like commending you and cheering you on that you stuck through all that. You stayed just faithful, working your business through all that, walking through it all. And now look, it's like you're a triple diamond in the business. Like,
yeah. And because I earned a spot on the retreat that you and Kelly did, and I wasn't able to go because of my personal life and everything that was going on. And so I needed to be there, but I couldn't make it. But Kelly was still sending me like everything you guys were doing, and those videos that I was watching. What church is it? Is it Elevation Church?
no, what church is
no,
it?
what is the name of that church?
Oklahoma. What's his name? Chris. I always want to say Chris Lloyd. I always say the wrong things. Michael Webb.
I think his name
Natalie?
is Michael. Yeah.
Natalie, type it in, Natalie. But the planted, not
yes. And that changed my life. Like, I was crying every single time I was watching every episode, and it was like he was talking to me. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to give up on my relationship. I'm not going to give up on this business. I'm going to stay planted, and I'm going to work through this season in my life. And it just gets so emotional. And it just really changed everything for me. And just what this business has done for my life and my relationship and just my family is just, it's incredible. And it's hard to put into words.
Yeah. I'm like, I have to tell you this, and I know everybody else is on here right now, but like how much God wanted you to hear that message, because here we go, sorry. Because literally the night I flew into Kelly's house and I'm like, we're missing a piece, God, I don't know what it is. And I'd been talking to Cammie and she had gone silent. She's like, oh my word, your series, your like theme is planted. I'm at a service right now. You have to listen to this piece of it.
Yeah.
That's literally how we feel. Like that's how much like God does things. And like, oh, we'll share it. We'll send you all the link. We'll post it somewhere because that series.
It's so good. I still watch it, but it definitely it changed my life and my business, and I'm just so grateful for it. But I mean, that's what I could take from the retreat, even though I wasn't able to be there. But so yeah, it's really good. I definitely recommend it to anybody who needs to hear it.
Absolutely. And then tell everybody a little bit, because like I said, you're a hustler. What do you do every day, really quick?
So I post every day. I try to get at least 3 posts out. So I'll do a product, non-related at works thing, just, about my life. And then I'll do a business post, and then I'm constantly growing my friends. Like I said, I was working on Instagram, and I actually got myself to Diamond on Instagram, but then it just wasn't really working anymore. So we switched over to Facebook. So now I've built myself to triple from Facebook. So I'm doing posting every day. I'm growing my network, and then we're doing host a post. And those are the things that I do every day. And then of course I'm checking in with my team and all of that.
Right. So just consistently you're sitting there going, this is what I'm doing. I'm showing up every day. I'm doing what I can, because you have three boys.
Yeah. I have 3 boys. They're 11, 6, and soon to be 2. Next month will be 2.
And you're finding time every day to put into this business.
Yes. Yep. It's definitely a priority. So, but I mean, it does take arranging. And then there's always seasons in life too. Some days I plan things out and they don't happen the way that I want them to, but I still find the time during some point of my day to get the task done that I know that it takes.
Yeah. Yep. Every day. I love that. You're amazing. Mm-hmm. I'm so proud of you. I'm so thankful that you are a part of this business, and I'm so thankful you hung in there and you stayed planted, just like you said. And there, Celeste is sharing it in there.
Yeah. So good.
So good. Okay. I'm going to come back to you in a second. Okay. All right. Where are you at, Natalie? I see you. It's not letting me unmute you. Here we go.
How about now?
Yep, there we go.
Okay, good.
All right, girl. Congratulations, triple diamond. Yay. Okay, tell everybody real quick how you got in the business.
Well, I have a really fantastic story that involves somebody named Stacy Alcala. A really amazing story, actually. God ordained. He just put us together at just the right time, and we would have not met had it not been for the Lord. Just real quick, my husband and I are on staff at our church. We have been on staff our whole married life. So Sundays we're at our home church. We don't visit other churches. You don't ever have that opportunity to go anywhere else. But we were out of town for Thanksgiving, and we're driving home. We live in Houston, and we were driving home and needed to spend the night in Dallas on the way back home. It was Saturday night. So that meant we were going to be somewhere else on Sunday morning. So we were trying to decide where we wanted to go. I have my youth pastor growing up pastors a church in that area, so I wanted to go see him. And Steve, my husband, wanted to go see his college buddy who pastors a church out there. And so, we were going back and forth where we were going to go. So I called my youth pastor and said, hey, are y'all in town? I want to come. We're here in Dallas and I want to come to your church. And they were out of the country. So that meant we were going to go to Steve's buddy's church, which was where Stacy and Joey are the children's pastors. So, and I would never have even ran into Stacy. It was just crazy how it happened. Church was over. Steve and I wanted to look at the platform of the sanctuary because we were redoing our platform at our church. So we hung out until everybody left just to kind of check it out to see how they had designed everything. And we were the only people in there. So I'm standing at the very back. We have 3 little boys. The boys are running all over the sanctuary and I'm trying to corral them. And here comes Stacy walking up from the platform, from kind of like behind the platform area, walking up to the back of the sanctuary where I was. And she stopped and said, hey, do y'all need any help? What are you doing? And so she just stopped and talked for a few minutes. And I don't know, maybe 5 minutes. It wasn't even very long. But Steve and I left right after that and got in our car and we were driving out. And I'm thinking to myself, she was so super cute. And I really like her. And I really want to be friends with her. And she had told me her name. And I didn't want to forget it. So I was never on Facebook. I didn't do anything on Facebook. I didn't post. I would, put stuff up of my boys every now and then, like maybe every 6 months, but never anything else. But for some reason I had the thought, I'm going to find her on Facebook, see if she's on there so I won't forget her name. So I looked her up, found her like immediately and sent her a friend request, which that may have been the first friend request I'd ever even sent.
Which is totally crazy. I'm never at my church at the end of service when everything's gone. It was just like a total God moment. I felt him like in my heart say, just sit here for a little bit during the altar call or whatever. So I sat there and then I was like, I don't even know why I sat here. That's dumb. And I went to the bathroom behind the stage and walked out. And that's when church was over. And that's when I met Natalie right there. So I'm like, yeah, the Lord can only be in that. And I kept thinking, I need to remember that girl's name. I need to add her on Facebook. In my head, I was thinking, I think she would be awesome on my team, but I can't be like, I'm a church, Anyway, so that's how we connected. And I put Natalie on See First on my thing. And then she never posted, so I never saw her stuff.
Never posted anything. But I was seeing stuff that Stacy was posting. And I thought her family was so cute. The kids were so cute. I loved looking at all their crazy pictures, of their Christmas pajamas on Christmas morning and just silly stuff. And then I started seeing stuff about the wrap and it just piqued my curiosity. So I messaged her one day and said, hey, I don't want to buy it or anything. Not interested in it. Let me just preface this message. But can you just explain it? What is it? What does it do? I'm just curious. So she messaged back and explained the whole thing, was very, very polite. And then said, hey, by the way, have you ever thought about doing this? And I just said, no, I haven't. Thanks.
Yeah, no, thanks. And that kind of ended the conversation. And then I invited Natalie to a party without even telling her I invited her. It was one of those hard days for me. And I was like, I'm just going to invite somebody to one of our Thursday night parties. I'm like, I'm going with E's today. And I just invited a bunch of E's. And I saw Natalie and I almost skipped her name because I was like, she already told me she's not interested. But I'm like, oh, well. Today's a not care day.
Yeah. So I opened up this invitation to this Facebook event. I had no idea what it was or what I was looking at. I couldn't really even follow it. I couldn't figure out what I was looking at. But I was scrolling and got to the post about the average income chart. And of course that grabbed my attention. And so I knew what rank Stacy was. I guess I saw it somewhere. I don't remember where. Maybe I'd read it in on one of your things where you're telling your story. Mm-hmm. So I knew she was a presidential diamond at the time. And so as I'm laying in the bathtub scrolling, I'm thinking to myself, I know she and Joey are children's pastors' wives. And so we're on staff at our church. So we don't make that much money. I know they can't make that much money. I'm going to see how much money she's making with this little rat business. And I was floored when I saw what a presidential diamond makes, $16,000 a month. So I think I called her that night and said, okay, now what is this that you're selling? What are you doing? And how do I do this? I want to do exactly what you're doing. And I think I signed up like that night or a couple days later. I had never tried a product. I didn't know all I knew was she'd explain the wrap to me. I'd never tried it. I just knew that she truly believed in the products. I could tell she loved them. I knew I could trust her, and I trusted her opinion, even though I didn't really know her, but she lives out loud on Facebook. I knew I could trust her. And so I thought, if she loves it, she believes in it, she's making that much money, there is no reason that I should be broke over here.
Right. And so I love that. Okay. Now you and Tracy's like, I had 400 friends when I started, and you too, you're like, I never posted, I never did anything. So what was some of the first things that you're like getting started? I had to get over myself and do this. Do you remember those feelings?
So much. There was so much. Number one, being on staff at a church, that's your biggest fear. For one thing, I didn't live out loud on social media just because, everything you do is so visible to begin with. I kind of thought, I just want to keep some things to myself. I don't want everybody knowing everything that I do. So that's why I didn't post, really, because I just wanted to keep things private. I was a private person. I don't think I'd ever taken a selfie. I never posted pictures of myself. You probably would never have even known what I look like if you were looking through my Facebook page. It was just my kids, really, and then my husband. So taking that first selfie and posting that was like, I wanted to throw up the first time I had to do that. But then also, just asking people. The first couple ask, because you start out with your warm network, your warm market, and it was just really difficult going from, just a pastor's wife and putting yourself out there, just really putting yourself out there and being really vulnerable to people, to telling no, they're not interested. It was hard. And I got a lot of no's, I had to learn from the very beginning that it's not, they weren't telling me no, it was just, it was the products or it was the business or whatever, and just not take it personally because, especially at the beginning, you get a lot of no's.
Yeah.
That was hard.
A lot of no's and a lot of yeses too. And so you just got to go, there's a yes in there somewhere. There's a yes in here somewhere.
There is.
Okay. Tell everybody a little bit about what, right. Yeah. Cal, I love that. I'm telling you no. Then that's the other thing. You cannot take things personal, and it's so easy to do sometimes. Yeah. They're telling themselves no. This is a great opportunity, y'all. This is a great,
exactly.
We get to offer people. Like, why keep it to ourselves? Yeah, most people are scared. So true. Okay, so tell everybody a little bit what you do every day, because now you're like, I never posted for 6 months. I was scared to message people. I didn't like to take a selfie. Although, go look at Nat's page now. Go look at Nat's page. Look at Tracy's page. She's got the selfies up there too.
You learn real quick.
Look in the light.
Get over it real fast. Well, I'll tell you what I did. I knew from the very beginning I wanted to be successful. And that was one thing that I was determined to do. I knew I could. I knew the company was making it possible for me to make money and to make really good money. And so from the very beginning, I started watching as many videos on YouTube as I could from people who were successful in the business, trying to figure out what they did. And one of them that I watched a lot of was Claire Flores, because she just had a million YouTube videos out there, training videos. And I just tried to do exactly what she did. So, I would look through her Facebook page, timeline. I'd look through Stacy's, I'd look through Sherry Lynn's and think, what does their stuff look like? And, what are they posting about? And so that's all I did. I did exactly what they did. And if it was working for them, I thought, well, it's surely going to work for me. So I had to figure out how to take selfies real quick and start using lots of filters and get those pictures up.
Okay, so tell everybody what you do every day right now.
So it's the core 5. I mean, I don't go to bed at night without having done each one of the 5.
Okay, tell everybody what those are.
I have a 9-year-old that was standing here, right here. Did y'all see him?
He was real close. Hey, he knows. He could probably say what the core 5 is, but tell everybody what your core 5 is.
Good. So I don't go to bed at night unless I have posted. I try to get 3 times in. I don't always get 3, but at least 2 every day. Something about the business, something about a product every single day, and then I try to mix, non-network stuff in there, just stuff about the kids or whatever. A message and host a post is life in this business. It's been a total game changer. Going from cold messaging or, kind of cold messaging, which was difficult. I mean, I found it difficult. You had to send out 1 million messages to get a few yeses. And I was, I did it. I think I got to diamond, pretty much double diamond, doing it that way. So it definitely worked. It was just host to post just made it easier. Just made it easier to make it happen. So a message, what have I said so far? A post, a message,
Follow up. You're a follow-up master.
Follow up is my probably most important thing, I think, in the whole. All of them work together, obviously, but follow up, self-development, add into your network, all 5 of those things. I don't go to bed at night unless I've done each one of them.
Yeah.
But follow up to me is where the money is.
Yeah. Fortune is in the
my follow-up method, I actually got it from Traci on a Tips from the Top that she did, I don't know, months ago, but just following up from the previous 48 hours. I think that was you, Traci, that was your method for follow-up. And that has worked just perfect, because before that I didn't have a method. People fell through the cracks all the time. I would just kind of scroll back through Messenger and see kind of where I needed to start following up. I really didn't know where, look for people that I needed to respond to, and it didn't work. So that was a big game changer for me. So like today is Tuesday, so today I followed up with everybody that I talked to on Sunday, and it just keeps it organized.
Yeah. So for everybody who doesn't fully understand, you just go back to your Messenger and you just scroll up to when it was Sunday and look at everybody you talked to on Sunday and just follow up. Hey, I'm putting in an order today. You want me to add yours? The deal still was extended. If it was someone who's talking about being a DT, you can sign them up tonight. So that's kind of the follow-up strategy, which we all say the fortune is in the follow-up. And so, okay, we're going to come back around to you really quick. But some things, y'all are rocking this. Some things, like as I'm thinking, I hear follow-up again because I think about Traci said her sister was asked for like about a year to join the company. That was follow-up, okay? Tiffany, she was like, I was interested in the greens, and the lady asked me, hey, do you want to do the business? Always a great thing to do. And Stephanie Dunn talks about that a lot whenever she's talking. She offers everybody the business every time. That's some of the things I've taken from her is somebody's interested in the product, she offers them the business, and then if they're scared, she offers them to host a post for her. So then she can come back with them and tell them how to sign from that. And so I love those tips. The greens, people falling in love with the product and using them, but like I was thinking with Tiffany, the girl followed back up with you, like, oh, I never thought about doing the business. Well, then she had to follow back up with you, Nat more sought me out. That's more of a rare thing, I think, once she found out what was going on. But staying consistent in posting, following up, that it's out there, that you're still living out loud in the midst of that. And then all these guys all talked about host to post. Okay, so if you are not host to posting, Traci, Tiffany, Nat, you guys are all actually, if we go back through Diamond Empire, a lot of our top enrollers, a lot of our top loyal customer enrollers. I know we can't track that the same way, but you guys, and a lot of that is all through host to post. So if you're not doing host to post, I'm going to pull a John Maxwell on you. He's going to say, because he always says, I'm John and I'm your friend. And then he tells you something that you really need to hear, even if it hurts your feelings or something, but I'm not going to hurt your feelings, but I'm Stacy. and I'm your friend. And if you're not doing host to post, you're missing out. Okay? So everybody on here should be doing host to post. And I love you. There you go. That's gonna help. There we go. There's my John Maxwell. Okay, so Traci, real quick, we're gonna do one wrap around. What would you like to just like leave everybody with? Like Mother said, go for it this month. Don't hold back. Get over it. As you're listening to it, it's like, I want to make sure I leave this with everybody.
I would say decide what you want, map it out, plan it out, which you do by doing your chart. Decide what you want. Commit to doing it, even if you're scared. Just commit to doing it, and then get out your head. You know, I mean, so many things are like, but what if, you know, what happens if it, and you can just get stuck, you know, I mean, like just, you know, Ben Boyle told me, over a year ago, with every promotion you have to grow. And, you know, I had a chat with the sweet Kelly Brown on the phone a few days ago, and she challenged me in some areas that I want to grow and that I need to grow. And she's like, you're not going to get to the top, sis, if you don't change. You know, I mean, these couple of things have got to change. I mean, so that doesn't ever stop. And, you know, I thought about Sherry Lemon, and I thought, you know, these other people, I thought, gosh, I guess even with 2.0s, even if you're an ambassador, you know, you got to keep growing. And Kelly Brown said to me, the things that you're resistant to are probably the things you need to be doing, you know? So, you know, if you're scared, if you're, you know, find a confidant, find somebody that, you know, if it's not your upline, if it's not your mentor, find somebody you admire that is, you know, rank above you, several ranks above you, and, you know, tell them what you're afraid about, and, you know, be open to, be open to being challenged, to being pushed, and just be willing to grow, you know. Another thing Ben told me in Paris was that a lot of people, the main reason people get out of this business is because they're not willing to grow. So just be willing to step it up, get out of your comfort zone, you know, do things that are scary, watch successful people do what they do, copy the right cat, as they say, and just go, 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 go.
Oh my word. I love it. I'm like ready to go. I'm like, yes, I need to take off another lid or break through another glass ceiling. You know, that's kind of a lot what this is. Like, oh, I hit another ceiling and it's time to push through. And so, yes, such a good reminder. So true. So good. And I love that. Yes, copying the right cat. Because you said that. You followed what people did. Natalie's saying she followed what people did. Y'all did that. And they do say that. You just got to copy the right cat in this business and you're going to go. Your success leaves clues, and y'all are leaving clues even as we're on here tonight. So Traci, I'm excited about the next roof you're blowing through right now, because it's going to happen and we're going to keep going. Love you.
Love you.
Okay, Tiffany, wave at me again. Oh, there you are, girl. Okay, something you want to leave everybody with. Something, if it's like, I know, you're like, Tiffany's like, I need all the questions before I get on. I love it. And I'm kind of throwing this one at you, but if you're like, if they're going for a promotion, what are you going to tell somebody going for a promotion? What do you want to tell them to not miss out on?
Well, for me, when I was going for triple last month, we were far off, like a week before, we were far off. And I just told myself, we're doing it. And you just make that decision that you're going to do it. You don't give yourself an out, and you do what you know you need to do. And you just put your blinders on and get to work. And when you get your mind in the right place, just like Traci was saying, get your mind in the right place, listen to something that's going to give you that push that you need, or talk to your leader, your upline, somebody who will challenge you. do some things that are out of your comfort zone and just make it happen, because there's bonuses on the table. Get them. Just get them.
Go get them, because you can.
Yep.
You can and you will. You get determined. I love that. You get your head in the right space. So true. Know what it is to get your head in the right space and keep putting the effort in. See it. I love that Traci said that. See that too. Get your roadmap there and see it. And don't let things deter you. Like, okay, like you said, it felt far. You could have stopped when it felt far.
Mm-hmm.
But you didn't.
Yeah, and then definitely knowing your chart too, and talking to all your leaders. You definitely need to do that and tell them exactly where they need to go and what they need, so that you have your roadmap in front of you. And I carried my chart around with me everywhere that I went, so I knew exactly what we needed at all times. So
right. I love that. Carry it with you, keep it with you. And this too, right? Like, it's one customer at a time. It's one DT at a time. Sometimes we're like, well, I need to sign 10 for this to happen. I don't know how I'm going to sign 10. Well, you just do it one at a time. You knock out those little customers one at a time, and you just keep going. And I've seen you do that. I'm always impressed with. You're like, here we go. Just steady and doing it. Just constantly putting it in there. And
you never know what you're going to sign either. You can sign somebody on the last 5 days of the month that just blows your business out of the water and changes everything for you and brings in thousands of volume in the last 5 days of the month. So if you quit and you give up, you could miss out on that person.
Yep. Yeah. And I remember that. I remember being told it only takes one person, Stacy, to change your whole business. And I have seen that happen over and over in my personal organization. And so I love that. I love that, because you don't quit, because you might not hit what you're getting, but then if you quit, you're going to miss out on what you could get, even though you don't really even know that's what you really want or what you really need. So love that. Okay. Oh, I'm getting excited. Tiffany gets me excited. She makes me cough. Okay. All right. Nat, something to leave everybody with.
Okay, I just had a couple things, and I wrote them down so I wouldn't forget. I think the number one thing that was important for me whenever I started, I just remember that I told myself this and told everybody this all the time, is that it's just Facebook. It's not life or death. Posting on Facebook and messaging people is not going to kill you. Just, you can get over those fears when you realize it's just social media. They can unfollow you if they want to, and it's just not that big of a deal. It's not. And once you get that out of your head that it's not that big of a deal, you can start to move after that. These people are not paying your bills. They don't see, the struggles that you and your spouse go through month to month and hear the conversations. They're not there. And so maybe they might judge a little bit, but you know what? It's just Facebook. It's just not a big deal. And once I got that out of my head, it's like you can move mountains. It just doesn't matter at that point. That was huge for me. That was a huge hurdle. But then the other thing is that you have to take quitting off the table. I took it off the table from the very beginning. I looked at everybody who was successful and saw they've all been in the business at least maybe 3 years. All the people at the very top have been in 3-4 years at least. It didn't happen overnight. You can see that from the very beginning. And if you decide early on, it's not going to happen overnight, I'm not going to allow myself to even quit. It's not an option. And you just put your head down and you get to work. And the other thing is that you have to be consistent. You will not be successful in this business if you take a week off, if you take, a month off, or if you, give it a break and then you come back and you don't post for a few days and people don't know if you're still in the business or what you're doing. You will not be successful. Consistency is the key with this. You have to do it every single day. And then the last thing is just follow somebody who's successful. Find somebody that you can relate to, that you like their style, you like, how they lead, and just do what they do. You don't have to recreate anything. It's all already been done. Just find it and just do it. That's it. Do it.
Just do it. I love it. I love it. Everyone, Tiffany's saying, get determined, don't give up. Traci's saying, know where you're going and go for it. And Natalie's saying, just do it. So really when it comes down to, we spend so much time, y'all, trying to figure out if we should do it or not. Quit doing that. You know, we're like, should I post this post or not? Should I put this word in there? Should I do it this way? And then we think we spent all this time working our business. No, you didn't. You spend all this time having a conversation in your head that you wasted it. If you just go do it, just jump sometimes. It's so freeing to just jump and go for it. And you're like, right, I didn't die. I didn't die. You know, like, okay, I can do something like that again. And the freedom you find when you just go for it is irreplaceable. And so, I love this team. I love you ladies. Oh my gosh. I feel like I have notes that I'm taking and I'm like writing down reminders and I'm like, yes, just Stacy, yes, just all of this, like, yes. Okay. Let me pray for y'all. The bonuses are back this month, right? So we've talked about that. Y'all, go for it. Go for it. Pretty much had a little birdie say they're not going to come back. So go for it right now. Just do it. Just do it. Just do something every day. Do something every day. And if you find yourself getting stuck, what gives you life? Okay. So like, I remember this. I remember one time, this is part of Kelly's story, but she's like, I needed to listen to some worship music, step away, listen to some worship music for a second. And then I just need to go and do massive action because that's what puts me in my best headspace. So what puts you in your best headspace? Massive action really does. You know, inactivity creates fear, activity creates faith. And so you do those actions where you're like, okay, I'm signing somebody today. And I remember on one of our power hours, somebody wrote, smile when you're writing the message. I'm like, okay, I'm going to start doing that. And it's fun. It makes it more fun. So y'all, anyways, okay, I'm rambling. Let me pray for you. Dear Lord, I thank you so much for these people. I even thank you just hearing tonight, like what you've done in Traci's life in so many ways, God. What a gift that she is and how much you love her, to take her from something and just put her on display to give you glory. For just giving Tiffany strength to stick through hard times and see what happens when we do that, because God, you are a sticker in our lives. You stay so consistent. I thank you for just setting up ordained moments like you did with me and Nat, that we get to do this, and that affects her whole team. And you're so good, God. You're so good. I pray that you would be with each and every person on here. If they don't know you, if they have questions about you, that they would ask, that you give them courage and bravery to just ask. I pray, Lord, as they work their business, your word says that you bless the work of our hands, God. And I pray that you would bless the work of their hands. That, Lord, you would continue to, as Traci was saying, we grow in each place, and we grow and become better. Give everybody the grace to grow. Let us take on challenges with just the courage of knowing who we are in you. We just love you so much. Okay, I'm emotional. Okay, thank you, God, so much for these guys. Amen. All right. Love you all. Let's go do this. This is not going to be the last triple. I mean, we can be talking to presidential soon here that just talks tonight as triples, you know. Love it. Love you. Love this team. Keep going for it, guys. Thursday night, we have a party going on. And so don't discount the parties. That's what I always say. Natalie Emerson sitting on here tonight because I just sent an invite. I didn't even send her a message. I should have. But she might not have looked at it if I sent her a message. She might have went, anyways. Okay. Love y'all. Don't miss that Thursday. Go for those. Get plugged in. Stay apart. We love y'all.